I don't have like the best reputation with the fan base, so I'm not super surprised. I kind of stopped me from like reading anything involving us on Reddit, just because it's not good for your mental health.
Well, it's week 3 here at the NALCS with coverage presented by Omni/. I'm joined right now by Solo from Clutch Gaming. And, Solo, unfortunate loss for you guys, but you did look good in the very beginning of that game. And I kind of want you to just take me through, what happened and unfortunately what led to the loss.
I mean, I felt like we played a little slow in the beginning. We were just kind of feeling it out. And we had like a really proactive comp. We had Jarvan Galio, so we can start fights whenever. And then we got pretty fortunate with the top fight. We got like a good lead and good snowball going, and then I think we were just like a little bit too fast on the second Baron and kind of got punished for it. And then it's really hard to come back versus like 100 Thieves with their late game. They got really good team fighting. So,
and do you think, is it just an issue of understanding the tempo of a game in general for you guys, or what we saw today, is that part of the bigger problem with Clutch?
I don't know if it's a problem. It's just taking time for us to mesh. So I think a game like this, we have trouble with closing, but give us a couple more weeks, and we'll close these out easy.
Yeah. How are things going behind the scenes? Because I do feel like some of the teams that had a slower start are starting to really level up and become more of a threat, and we're seeing more competitive games. So specifically with Clutch, how are things sort of developing behind the scenes?
I feel like we're keeping pace with all the other teams, and like we can compete against anyone. Obviously, some people had like a little bit better starts, but I don't think that'll matter by the time we get to the end of season and come playoffs. I think we'll be able to beat any team.
If you don't mind the blunt question, I'm very curious, because whenever people were looking at Clutch and trying to rate, how to put them in the rankings, a lot of people were like, Solo. I don't know about the Solo guy. Like, some people were like, oh, they've got a better or worse person in that position than Envy did, and you were seemingly like a pretty big factor in the conversations. First off, did you catch any of that stuff? Did it affect you, and kind of what do you think of all of it?
I kind of expected that to be the case. I don't have like the best reputation with the fan base, so I'm not super surprised. I kind of stopped me from like reading anything involving us on Reddit, just because it's not good for your mental health. But I mean, at the end of the day, I just have to do the best I can, and my teammates trust me, and my coaching staff trust me. So I'm just gonna do the best I can, and then take it from there.
Yeah. What's your relationship like with the rest of the players, and sort of what's the vibe on Clutch? Because we've heard a lot about sort of how things are going with the other teams. I'm kind of curious, like, what's the personality and attitude of the team?
I mean, we're all like really easygoing guys, and I mean, we're all really funny. Everyone gets along great, and that makes it easy to like have discussions over difficult games like this one, right?
Yeah. For you, one of the fun things was watching that game. I had to go into the stands to actually film something else, but I randomly ended up sitting next to, I believe, your parents, right? Yeah. At least your mom. So first off, I didn't know. So it sounds like your mom comes out every week and supports you and lives nearby, right?
Yeah, my parents live in Pasadena, so they're already like really close to the studio, and they're like super fans of me, obviously. Yeah, they're my #1 fans, and they go to the stands and like cheer for me every weekend, and it's like really awesome to have that kind of like support system, especially so close.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun because like the game's going on, and I'm sure, I don't know if you know this, but she's like sitting there cheering and is like, yeah, let's do it. She like every time the kill comes in or you guys start doing some good stuff, she obviously understood what was happening to some extent, was excited about it. For you, I didn't actually. So you're an LA native, or did they move here recently, or how did this all happen?
Well, I'm from Joshua Tree, but or my parents are as well. But in the last few years, they've gotten an apartment in Pasadena since it's closer for my father's work. Okay. So they've been living here for about 5 years now.
Okay. And so it just kind of worked out really well. I mean, some of the pro players had to move here from, all over the place, the Midwest or the East Coast. Do you think has it made it easier, just kind of like living? Because for me, I'm also from Southern California. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's been easier for you, or has it made an effect actually staying in the same area that you kind of grew up in?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it like it makes everything easier. Like I get to see my parents every week. I get to reset and go home if I want to. So, there's always that support system that's like right at your fingertips. So
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate in that way that a lot of players have to travel so far to play.
Well, is there anything here at the end of the interview that you want to say to any of the Clutch fans or LCS fans out there?
Thank you for cheering us on, and we look forward to putting on great performances for you guys.
Thank you so much for the interview, and best of luck tomorrow as we see you come back onto the stage. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that interview. You should be very happy. Not a mediocre Team Liquid interview. I do so many of those. That team is so boring. Whatever. And so if you'd like to see more interviews brought to you by OmniSlash, you can do that right here on my YouTube channel.